Hey, welcome back to part three of I Smell Dead People. So, my little sister had just passed, and we were really struggling. As a family, we were struggling. I was really in denial. I had been raised to be Catholic and have a lot of faith. And if you prayed enough and if you believed enough, then everything was always going to work out the way it was supposed to. And so seeing her, as sick as she was, I just was sure she was going to pull out of it. I was certain of it. And when she passed away, I hadn't planned for that. And I mean, it's crazy to think of it now because it just tells me like how faithful I was, and um, it it really made it very difficult. And I struggled a lot. About 2 weeks after that, I'd say 10 or 2 weeks, 10 days or 2 weeks, I went to bed and I was woken up in the middle of the night. I remember sleeping on this, like, it was like a single bed. And I was woken up. I want to say it was like the bed was shaking a little bit. And when I woke up and I looked, there was this young girl. Not when I say young, my little sister was 6.5 when she passed. And this girl probably was in her mid 20s, right? Early 20s. And she was wearing something very flowy, and her hair was gorgeous. um, my sister lost her hair when, she started going through chemo, and she was always mistaken for as a boy, and it always bothered her. It was really hard to watch. And she she looked beautiful, and she was like, "Hey, it's me." And I was like, "Who's me?" And she was like, "It's me, it's Mercy." And I was like, "You don't look like Mercy." And she was like, "Well, this is what I was supposed to look like." And she was like, "When you go, you get to look however you want." And I just couldn't get over it. She looked gorgeous, like beautiful. My little sister was gorgeous. She was beautiful. Definitely the prettiest one of the three of us. Um, but she looked beautiful. So I felt like her showing up and doing, this visitation, one, she knew what she was doing because she came back looking a little bit different so that I wouldn't be freaked out or scared. Um, but she also wanted to be like, "Hey, like, this is what I am. This is who I am. This is what I'm supposed to look like." And she's like, "I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to be okay, that I'm okay. I'm happy. You're going to be okay. Mom, mom's going to be okay." And that my older sister was going to be okay. And I was like, I don't think so, Mercy. We're not doing good without you." And she was such a big part of our family. She was actually like, the focus was on her for a very long time because she was a very sick child. And she was like, "No, I promise. Like, look, I want you to see this." And she had brought with her this album. And so I sat right next to her, and she showed me, like, as our life progressed, there were different pictures. So there were pictures of like weddings, there were pictures of um, the houses that we lived in. There were pictures of like just us continuing our life and that things were going to be okay. Um, and she was like, "Now lay down, and when you wake up, when you open your eyes, I'm going to be gone." The room was freezing. Like, it was so uncomfortably cold that, like, I couldn't focus. But I was terrified because I'm sitting here talking to some random person who's, I mean, definitely was my sister. Um, but I've been asked in the past, like, "How do you know it wasn't a dream?" They call them visitations for a reason. And it's because it's so real, because it happened. Um, she made it so clear that it was her, and I knew it was her, and I felt that peace that I needed and that she knew that I needed. But I was still only almost 10, right? So I was still a child, and I was terrified, like, you know, ghosts and stuff. So I closed my eyes like she told me to, and I was scared to open them because I was like, "What if she's not gone? Oh my God." And it was so cold, and I like waited as long as I could, and then I opened my eyes, and I like was brave enough to put my foot on the ground and run to my mom's room. And when I got to my mom's room, like I am crying, right? Because I am so scared, but I'm so like happy and I'm so terrified. It was such a strange feeling. And I run to my mom's room and she's like, "What is it, honey? Like, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh my God, Mercy came to see me. Mercy came to see me." And she was like, "She did? Like, what did she say?" And so, I go through and I'm telling her, like, she told me we were going to be okay. And then she showed me all these pictures. And I mean, I still remember it like it was yesterday. And she was like, "Well, that's great." And I was like, "Oh my God, no, I never want that to happen again. That was so scary. And it was so cold in there." And I mean, I just I could not gather myself well. Like I was so freaked out. My mom was, trying to calm me down, and she was like, "Oh, you're lucky that, she came to see you and this was a good thing. But if you didn't like it, just the next time you lay down, just say out loud, like, 'Hey, I don't want this to happen again.'" And that's what I did. And by doing that, I shut everything off until stay tuned for part 4.